Yo, 3 fucking camera angles. I love it.
We fucking out.
Like, legit looks like a nice podcast. Oh, so much better. I can actually look at you and talk to you. It's so fucking great.
I love it. Okay, here we go. What's going on, everybody? Today's episode, we're going to be talking about the most expensive cigars, the ones you can buy now, and some of the ones that were purchased in the past. So stay tuned because it's a burn down. Great. That was great.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Burn Down. I'm Justin, a.k.a. the Dapper Cigar.
I am Brother Cigar. Oh, and my name is Eric. That's spelled E-R-I-C, the only and best way to spell it. Anywhere else, you can't trust him.
A.k.a. EJ, a.k.a. Slick Rick, a.k.a. Young Money.
Yo, a.k.a. Yeah.
Brother Cigar. If you're new to this channel, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, and please hit the bell to be notified for every single time we drop a new video, new episodes every single Friday, videos throughout the week. If you're an audiophile listening on whatever podcast streaming platform you're on, please hit the like button, the follow, the subscribe, and share it with all of your friends. Eric, what's the website?
Hey, check out the website, burndownpodcast.com. It's $5 a month. You can find it in your car. You can find that change in your seat, in your couch, in the drawer in your kitchen. $5 a month. Exclusive discounts, monthly giveaways, burndownpodcast.com. Check it out.
Let's go. So today's podcast topic, we're going to go over some of the most expensive cigars ever purchased, or some of the most expensive that are currently available. We're also going to throw in some of the rarest
Exclusive.
Some of what we like to call the unicorns of the cigar world. But before we do that, we have to pour ourselves a drink, which we already did. We're drinking the Cigar Box Malbec, courtesy of Eric, Brother Cigar over here, a.k.a. EJ, a.k.a. Slick Rick, a.k.a. Young Money.
Young Money's a new one, but I'll take it.
I just threw it in there. It sounded good.
Yeah,
Felt like it rolled off the tongue. I don't have any nicknames, so I got to give them all to you.
I'll take it.
And what are we going to be smoking today? We should have pulled out a rare cigar.
We should have.
I have one of the ones that are on the list. I have a few of the ones that are on the list, actually.
I got no rare
ones. I think I have a Partagas Lusitania, little sneak peek. I got a BBMF that's in there. I'll be smoking a BBMF on my wedding day, that's for sure.
Damn, son. Damn,
son, where'd you find it? You know what the BBMF stands for? Big, bad, motherfucker. We can say that on our show. We curse. We swear. We cuss.
I'm smoking a very non-rare cigar. This is the CAO Italia. Or for those people out there, CAO Italy. Very basic cigar, but a hell of a good cigar. My favorite one, though, out of all these, like this little brand here, the CAO Brazil, Italy, Colombia, and America. Not just because I live in America, but America is the best one.
I do like that. That's a great package. They have a 4-pack of all those. It's
two for three.
So I'm going to be smoking. This isn't really rare, but it's up there.
It's a pretty exclusive cigar. I mean, it's
high dollar amount cigars.
It's a pretty penny.
It's it's the Plasencia Alma de Fuego. I believe this is a box press Toro. Feels like a box press Toro. So we're going to get these lit up, so we can get this episode going. I want to smoke this one. This one's probably going to go really well with this Malbec. So
it's got a little stank to it. I kind of like it. A little stank.
So I'm stoked about this one. So let's get these cut and dive into this episode. We have a few articles that we've pulled up. We were kind of do some research. I'm like, let's just... Hey now. Said, let's just go off the cuff here and spit out some of the top cigars.
Yeah, we were talking. You were both talking, and you mentioned that you were online the other day or whatever, and you saw an article from Cigar Aficionado.
Yes,
and I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool to talk like if we can find like how much JFK's box of Petite H Upmanns sold for, if there are any left, like, and you're like, oh, funny you should ask. There are some articles out there that do talk about.
Yeah, what was the episode we were talking about? Iconic cigar smokers.
Yeah,
and JFK came up. Yeah. And so JFK, a little flashback to that episode, is he had 1,200 of the Petite Upmanns shipped to him like the day before he signed the embargo that you couldn't get cigars anymore. So that's a baller move. So we're gonna go through some of these boxes that have gone for just astronomical prices for cigars.
I mean, it reminds me. I usually watch it on YouTube, or I used to watch it on TV, but it's easier to watch on YouTube. But now they don't really have too many episodes left on YouTube because it's all off. You have to pay for it now. But American Greed, ever watch that show?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's
good.
Good. It's on MSNBC. But what's his name? Stacey Keach or something like that.
Oh no.
He has that deep voice. Today on American Greed. But it was a show, and I used to watch it, and I used to watch it on YouTube, and then they don't really offer the full episodes. So the other day I was like, man, I really want to watch American Greed. It's so like interesting to just see how greedy people are and these scams and stories these people put. And obviously they have a podcast version of it because if you have a video of it, most likely you can listen to it. So they do have an American Greed podcast, and they have hundreds of episodes, and it's been filling my work time all day for like the last 2 or 3 weeks. So like some of these people, they buy like crazy shit like that. Like, you know, they pretend like they're the prince of Abu Dhabi or the prince of India, or like there's
buy some crazy stuff,
and they just buy crazy, like they steal millions of dollars from people, and they buy cars and this and that. And some people, you know, they do.
So they steal money from people and then they buy. Is that what you said?
No, yeah, it's all about like American Greed. So it's all about people who scammed people.
Oh,
it's people who pretended to be someone else, started businesses and said they did one thing, like, you know, like Bernie Madoff type stuff.
I used to watch a show like that. I was on BBC, I think. It was a British show. And is that what that is? British Broadcast Channel?
Yeah.
And it was called The Real Hustle.
Okay.
And they used to show, it was a bunch of guys that they were either magicians or art of deception kind of guys, and they would show you all the different like hustles that were out there. And I used to love the casino hustle ones because they show you how like people would scam the casino. They would do like different chip steals, like how they would steal from other people's chip racks while they're at the craps table, or they would be able to like place a bet on the they had this one where they on the roulette table, they would place a bet like on a roulette table, and they would hide a chip underneath their arm. So their arms were like sitting down on the table, and they would hide a chip underneath their arm, and they would hold another couple chips in their hand, and a number would come out, and they would go to place a bet. And obviously you can't place a bet after the number had already come out, so they would go to place a bet and would slide their arm in and would try to place a bet, and the dealer would say, I'm sorry, you can't place a bet. The ball's already landed. But they would, underneath their arm, there's another chip that they slid onto either red or black. So they would pick up and like, listen, I'm so sorry. They would take the chips back, but they wouldn't see the one that they slid on. I was like, oh, God, it's genius.
Damn.
Yeah. And they went through this whole spiel about all these different, I said, wow, it's fucking genius.
No, I mean,
Some of the shit that people came up with.
This ain't no hustle. This is like ruining people's lives.
Well, they did stuff like that, too. They showed you how you can shortchange people when you go in. You're like, hey, can I get can I ask you if change of a 5? And they give you the singles. You're like, actually, you know what? Why don't you keep the 5 in the singles and give me a 10 instead? And then people are like, yeah, no problem. And they give you the 10, but they didn't realize that they just lost out on $5. All shit like that. I'm like, wow, this stuff's like, it's kind of genius, but I would never do it because it's.
This is about like, people creating like LLCs and pretending that they can do this, and they'll be like, oh, and I got this big tip and invest money and I'll make you money. And people pretend to be, like I said, princes of like different countries. Like one girl was like, said she was like the daughter of like a German, she was like a German princess, and would just ask for all this money and be like, she went on a huge trip with all her friends, and the credit card that wasn't working. So she asked her friend, oh, just put on your credit card, and goes to like this crazy hotel and I'll pay you back. She racked up like $65,000 worth of like credit card. And
I get that shit all the time on Instagram. People say, hey, I'm in Africa and I can't afford my education. Can you send me money? I go, no.
Yeah, no. Okay. Like, crazy stuff. Stealing millions of dollars.
So let's get into this. So I found this article. It's called Dreams of Cigar Unicorns. It was published in January, February of 2021, so last year, about a year ago, by a gentleman named Gordon Mott. It was published on Cigar Aficionado, or maybe it was shared on Cigar Aficionado. Probably published someplace else. But they talked about a few different unicorn cigars that sold for just some crazy amounts of money. So they said there's cigars like the where is this? The 1492 is what it's called, and is a 1492 is
Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean.
The Cuba Tobacco 1492 humidor, filled with 50 cigars of the same name, 26-year-old Cuban cigars, and I think it was released to commemorate It was released in 1992 to commemorate the 500 years of Christopher Columbus introducing tobacco, right? So it says there's 50 cigars. They're 5 5/8 by 46 ring. Okay, and then upon release, the humidor costs between $1,000 and $2,000 depending on the market.
Yeah.
So back in '92, it cost about $1 to $2 grand. Okay, in this article, it says that those cigars, the 1492 at auction in United Kingdom in 2018 sold for $31,000. This box of cigars, averaging $637 per stick.
And how many cigars in there?
There's
20?
There was a box of 50.
50.
31 grand it sold for.
That's a big ass box of cigar, and that's a big ass price tag.
14. They called them the 1492s.
And who made these?
It was by a company. It was called the Cuba Tobacco. Yeah, Cuba Tobacco. Sold at auction, hosted by British cigar retailer C.Gars Limited for $31,000.
Wow. How do you come up with that? I mean, I don't know if they're a large cigar manufacturer or whatnot, but
it's got a pretty cool box look, and it's kind of like a rounded box. But so they have another one on here. It's the Dunhill Estupendo. So the three that were on this one was that. The first one was the what did we say? The 1492. The next one was the Dunhill Estupendo. Exceeded that price per cigar back in 2012. They had 6 loose Estupendos, so just
like
singles, sold for just over $1,000 each per cigar.
Hey, honey, instead of going on that vacation to Hawaii, I've actually bought $6,000 worth for 6 cigars. Get the fuck out of my house.
Well, so reason why Cigar Aficionado. The other one was the Cohiba Bahique BHK 52. Was selling for about $200 per cigar in 2018 in any size. But the reason they brought them up was because Cigar Aficionado rated them. It was like the highest 3 ever rated. The Cohiba scored 97. The 1492 scored a 99. And the Estupendo was the only one that ever achieved 100 points.
Damn.
I believe it was the only one ever achieved 100 points.
Which one was that?
The Estupendo.
That received 100 from
That's
Cigar
the Dunhill
Aficionado?
Estupendo received a perfect score.
I wonder what goes into a perfect score for a cigar. Do they give you why it was rated 100?
No, they don't. But so here we go. So rolling down the list, the Cohiba, to go more into that, runs on a list of prices. Okay, a Cohiba 30th anniversary humidor with 50 cigars sold for $52 grand.
A 30th
anniversary. A 40th anniversary El Blue humidor holding 40 of the original individually numbered Cohiba Bahiques. So when they first came out, the originals, this one sold for $156 grand.
Damn.
At auction.
Damn.
And the Cohiba 50th anniversary with the gold leaf cabinet doors and 50 Cohiba anniversary cigars sold for almost $500,000, $450,000.
Huh? 450,000?
So what's that math? So basically, if it's $500,000 for 50 cigars,
that's $10,000 a cigar.
That's 10 grand a stick.
Yo.
A stick.
Yo.
Okay, so.
But like, do you even smoke those cigars?
I was just going to ask you, what would, like, what's the most that you've ever spent on a single cigar?
I don't know, close to $100?
Probably $100, right? I think maybe maybe I was like, on 150, maybe. $100. Let's just call it $100.
Royal Release was $100 at one time?
Yeah, the BBMF. I've got the, what is that? The Xeno Platinum, the blue label? The blue label, the chubby in the little box.
Okay, yeah.
The Z Crown, whatever that one is. But that's like $100. But 10 grand a stick? Like, would you ever... Like, we love cigars. What would be the most, like...
We love cigars, but do we really love cigars?
Do you have any humidor, like, unicorn cigars that you've always wanted to smoke? Yeah, you having trouble over there?
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of trouble. I'm trying to get comfortable over here. I'm still trying to figure out my spiel.
You got to put the one foot on the floor. That's what I do.
Yeah, but I like the platform on here. How much would I be willing to spend for a cigar? It's kind of because I feel like if I spend anything more than $100, first of all, if I spend $100 on a cigar, I'm probably not going to smoke it for some time. But I feel like if you spend anything more than $100 on a cigar, like you feel like you don't want to smoke it, like
right? Like I have those that are saving for super special occasions, like the BBMF.
Is that considered a rookie move?
I don't know. I don't think it is, man.
That's too easy.
It's too easy.
It's way too easy.
It's going to be very hard to have a rookie move now.
Yeah.
People that are listening, I flicked my cigar and ashed on the table.
It's not a rookie move,
but it's not really a rookie move because
it's got to be like, bang. It's got to.
Or if you, how about if you hit your mic? Like if you drop it on your mic or something.
All right, yeah. Let's put some parameters out here.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you put it in your mouth and you hit your mic, that's got to be one because you can't really drop it on yourself anymore.
Yeah. So the only time. Yeah, I mean, the whole point was you dropped ash on yourself. I mean, dropping it on a table, it's not really anything because there's no real drama to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you obviously put it on your chest, your lap, anywhere on your...
It'll happen. When it happens, we'll be like, that's a rookie move.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to happen eventually.
Because that's not a rookie.
I like just tapped it with my finger, and I'm like, that's not a rookie move.
That's way too easy. It'd be like, we'd be having like
I know.
100 rookie moves a year.
So... But yeah, there's certain cigars like the BBMF, right? I have that stick, and I'm saving that for my wedding day, right? It's 100. I don't know what it is now.
Arturo Fuente BBMF.
Yeah, that's on the list in here, and I'm saving that for a special day. I have that other one that I'm saving in there. I have a Partagas Lusitania that's in there. Save that for maybe a kid. I have another one in there like that. The blue, the one I talked about, the Xeno. I'm gonna look it up because I can't remember the name of it. That one we'll save for like when. We go viral. Like when we hit 10,000 subscribers or something, or we sell 10,000 cigars, something like that,
Do you think if when you get into a point where you're spending all that money on cigars, do you think people just use it as an investment and hope it goes up?
Maybe.
Right?
Yeah, here it is. Here it is. It's the so this is on MikeCigars.com. Xeno Platinum Z Crown. And the one that I have is the Chubby, which is a Perfecto. It's almost 5 inches by 54. And this site says it's $86 per stick.
Okay.
So I'll figure that's another $100 stick. I think when I bought it, I bought it at $92 or something like that.
Okay.
So
it went down. So
things like that, right? But $10,000 a stick? I mean, if you got the money, it all depends. Like Jeff Bezos spending $10,000 on a stick is not.
Yeah, but that's like us spending $10,000. That's one in a cajillion. But yeah, I mean, if you are spending $10,000 on a singular stick. Think of all the things that you can do with $10,000. Even if I had all that money, I don't even know.
Yeah, it's like,
dude, you can do a lot with $10,000.
Hell yeah, you can.
You can go on a trip around the world. You can buy a new car or a down payment on a new car.
Dude, you can do a lot, man.
You can invest in it.
You know what kind of trip you can have? I mean, shit, my engagement trip, which was off the freaking chain, was figure $10,000. Called $10,000 when you like add everything up with the little, like that was a phenomenal trip. You can do that, and you can do it for less than $10,000. Like you didn't have to do the off the wall with the engagement and everything. Yeah. If you just go for a trip, it's less than $10,000. I think it was like call it $6,000, $6,500 for the room for the two people for the whole week, which is all inclusive everything. So like easily you can go to a nice vacation for less than $10,000. Are you gonna spend it on one stick?
No, I'm not, dude. I'd rather bathe in 10,000 singles in a bathtub than buy a $10,000 cigar.
All right, so let's look at this. Okay?
You hear that? I'd rather bathe. I'd rather get 10,000 singles, go to a strip club and say, I want 10,000 singles, please, because it'd be funny. Bring it home, put it in a bathtub, and
smoke a cigar. And I would light the cigar with a
That's way better.
Sounds like a reel coming.
And that's like think about it from a content perspective. Imagine making a video of that. I feel like that's more people.
What would get more views?
I think doing that.
Smoking a $10,000 cigar or smoking a cigar in $10,000.
Because you can make a video and say, hey, the cigar is $10,000 and no one's ever going to believe that. And no one's going to believe it. But if you're in a nice bathroom with $10,000 in a bathtub and you're smoking a cigar in the tub covered in money and you're lighting your cigar with a single or whatever with a dollar bill, that
you can buy fake money online.
But that just looks way cooler,
right?
I'd rather do that.
All right, so there's a couple other ones. So this one I found is from Finances Online, and it's the most expensive cigars in the world. In the world. So now should I start at number 1 or go from number 10?
Go from number 10.
Because this the bottom one, like, I don't even know if this shouldn't even be on there. It's the Arturo Fuente Opus X BBMF. It says $55 a stick. I don't think it is. It's like $100.
I never even seen it for that low.
Okay.
Unless we're
But
on-
they have the
on,
Don Arturo Anniversario, which is $7,500 a box.
How many come in a box? 10?
I don't know. I can like click. I think. Oh, here he goes. So this is the cigars made with delectably aged tobacco. It is limited, and one humidor of these amazing roll hosts 96 cigars with 46 in alternative wrappers.
That's not the one that we like, the Don Carlos Anniversario.
No,
right?
this is a special one. This is a special release. Actually, here we go. I can go on the bottom, and I can actually scroll up. And all right, so let me go to the first one here because this is a top 10. And we talked about the BBMF. Okay, talked about this one. Next one, Gurkha, His Majesty's Reserve. Now, Gurkha's been known for having some pricey sticks. Okay, I think
don't know why. But
but they have some pricey sticks. So this one's $15,000 a box, and the brand is made with 18-year-old tobacco, and is enhanced with a premium and rare Louis XIII cognac. Box with 20 pieces is priced at $15,000, means you pay $750 a stick. And the Gurkha makes less than 100 boxes of these each year, so they make these every year.
How many boxes? Less than 100?
Less than 100 every year.
And how much is a box?
$15,000.
Wait. So they make less than 100 boxes every year, and they sell it for $15,000.
$15,000 a box.
So what's the exclusivity about
I
it?
don't know.
That's silly.
It's made with Louis XIII.
Big
The
fucking
Cohiba Bahike, everybody knows. So this one is released this brand in 2006 to celebrate the 40th. We talked about this one already. So this one, Arturo Fuente Opus X Limited. So this one's $30,000 a box. $30,000 in 2003. So I think these are the ones that were released like in that year. But I'm just gonna go through. Gurkha's on here again. Gurkha Black Dragon.
Dude, imagine saving $30,000. Like, all right.
To buy one box.
But imagine you're like, all right, I got $30,000 in my bank account. I'm ready to buy something. Oh, maybe it's a down payment. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's college tuition for my kid. And it's like, nah, I'm going to drain my whole bank account on a box of cigars.
Well, you know what's also like? I feel like what they're doing here is they're selling them as boxes, and the box will be 50 cigars. So it's like one cigar will cost you $500, but there's 50 in a thing, so it costs you $25,000. And I'm like, okay, so the box is $25,000, but one cigar is $500. So is it really the most expensive cigar in the world? Because you can have a single stick, like for instance, that Dunhill Estupendo sold for $1,000 a stick. There's only six singles. That's more than this one, but this is higher on the list because it was $25,000.
Yeah, I guess I go and buy box.
So here's this one's actually this is the Gran Habano number 5 El Gigante. This is the
Shout out to George from Gran Habano. I didn't even know they had an expensive ass cigar.
Look at this stick. Okay, I'm gonna try to turn this so you can see this stick.
Huh?
So people that are listening, I'm gonna read this to you. Okay.
You have to send me all these links. So
I know, and I feel bad because like we should have printed this out. This is kind of spur of the moment because I'm doing a lot of talking here. But so this cigar, it was created as a display item. 19 feet long and 3 feet wide.
That is
so
girth.
So let's do the math here. You label cigars, the sizes, by the length in inches, or if you're in overseas, it's millimeters, and then the ring gauge is in 64ths of an inch. Okay, so 19 feet long times 12 inches is what? 120 plus 90 plus, what is that, 108? So it's like 208 inches. So it's a 208 if I did the math correctly, right? Yeah. 10 by is 120.
Sounds about right.
And then 9 by is 90, 108. So 208. And 3 feet wide is 36 inches wide, and you run them as 64ths of an inch. So a 64 ring is 1 inch wide. So you got to do 64 times 36. 64 times 30. I don't even know what that is. 180.
Swing that around. Let me see.
192. So it's like it's.
You can't even smoke that. Though.
It's fucking monstrous. It weighs 1,600 pounds.
Like, what's the point of that?
Oh no! I take that back. The huge cigar has been made with 1,600 pounds of tobacco, which equals about 25,000 regular cigars.
25 of these bad.
And it's placed on, so it is 1,600 pounds, and it's placed on a 900-pound wooden crate And it sold for $185,000.
Let me see that. Let me see that thing again.
Can you see it?
Yeah. What do you...
It's a display item. It's not even meant to be smoked. And you can't smoke it. How the fuck are you going to put your mouth around that thing?
How do you preserve it then?
No clue.
How much is it? 185,000?
Yeah. So here's number 3. Top 3 now. Double Corona. I'm going to say Regius Cigars Limited. Regius Cigars Limited created the special edition Double Corona cigar and sold it to a businessman named Callum Jones for a whopping $54,000 in 2013. One cigar, $54,000.
One cigar, 54 boxes of ziti. Why?
I'm going to tell you. It says it right here.
Okay, let's hear it.
Why is this cigar so expensive? Along with the fine flavor and taste,
it cures cancer.
It gives you an extra 10 inches on your cock.
Shit, sign me up.
Along with the fine flavor and taste, the makers also provided Mr. Jones a guided private tour of their factory in Nicaragua so that he can witness the manufacturing process firsthand. So you paid for a trip. Okay. You paid for a fucking trip. You didn't pay for no dang cigar.
You pay $54,000 for a cigar to get a private viewing of their factory?
Well, apparently, wait, there's more.
Oh, okay.
In addition, the $54,000, the purchaser also receives 1,000 custom rolled smokes along with naming rights and boxes. So if their quality is good, Regis Cigars will even market them as part of their range. The cigars, so apparently...
So they make you 1,000 cigars that you can name whatever and get the rights to?
Yeah. So for $54,000.
So
sounds like a waste of money to me because you can do that for less than $54,000.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
So now we're getting into some of those like...
And who makes that?
Regius Cigars Limited. So now we're getting into some crazy ones, okay? Here's the top 2. And these will blow your fucking head off, okay? Mayan Cigars. Sicars. Not cigars.
Cigars.
Cigars, okay? The ancient Mayans smoked tobacco, and this is proved by the discovery of 800 pre-Columbian cigars in Guatemala in 2012. So they discovered cigars. Cigars were dated back to 600 years ago, but they were still fit to be smoked even today. This led to a melee among tobacco enthusiasts to land the prize catch. The Mayan Cigars were discovered by a team of archaeologists from Tampa University. Expert diggers were astonished when the cigars were in prime condition.
Wait, so they found cigars?
Found cigars.
Like they were just digging?
The diggers were astonished. Cigars were in prime. The reason is they were buried well below the surface in sealed clay pots.
What?
And they found these cigars. And a collector,
this is the shit I'm talking about. I want to hear about this.
And a collector named Gary Liotta, no relation to Ray Liotta, from Goodfellas, who was a proprietor of Santiago Cigar Factory in Rochester, New York.
Shout out.
Took home the entire collection by shelling out $507,000.
All right, let me get this straight. So some guys out in Guatemala from Tampa University, I guess there are some archaeologists. Is that what you said?
Yeah, they were digging.
They were digging for something. They were digging for some fossils.
Digging for gold.
Hopefully finding the next T-Rex for Jurassic Park. And they dug so far into the ground that they found clay pots which enclosed thousands of cigars that were perfectly preserved.
It was 800 of them. Yeah.
800 perfectly preserved cigars in a clay pot.
Sealed clay pots from the Mayans.
Now, I want to know the history behind that, and we're never going to get that.
I don't know, but they found these cigars that were dated over 600 years old, and they sold for $507,000. And that's number 2. That's not even number 1.
How do you top that? Wait. I also will talk about this.
The fucking Mayans, bro. $500,000 for 800 cigars. What is that per cigar?
You know what? The price is cool. I'm still fascinated that they dug in the ground and found perfectly preserved cigars in a clay pot, that were like, perfect, let's light it up right here. I guess what? Because the moisture from the dirt, I guess, never got hot or too cold. It was.
I don't know, man. They sealed the pots. It's airtight.
That's crazy.
And I mean, down there in Guatemala, the humidity is probably fine. You probably don't really need a humidor. Humidity probably stays pretty much where it is.
Damn, that's crazy,
bro. Now that Now, okay, go back to, so 800 cigars, and it's sold for $500,000. So if you figure, if it's 500 cigars, $500 per cigar, that's $400,000. And it's sold for $500,000. So it's probably like, $550 a cigar. I would buy that. I would spend that for a cigar, for that cigar.
Yeah, that
I would spend $1,000 for 2 of those.
That has more meaning. That's different. I would spend $1,000 on 2 of those cigars or whatever, $1,600 up for.
Would you ever smoke it though? Because once you smoke, it's like
that's the thing.
Or see, that's what I would spend $1,000 for 2 of the cigars. I would smoke one of them and I would hold on to the other one. That's what I would do.
If that's the case, I might even buy 3 to smoke one and hold on to 2 and just have 2.
So $1,500. Figure it's $500 a stick. So I would spend that. No problem. Because that's not $1,000. Not a lot.
Dude, that's history. That's like having a painting. That's like having a Basquiat, a Picasso in your house, saying I spent $1,000 on this painting.
Or like, for instance, like one. And I'm going to look this up. I don't even know how far we are into this episode, to be quite honest. Let me find out. We're 32 minutes in.
All right. Almost at 1, anyways.
But I will. I'm going to look up after this because I want to see if we can find the John F. Kennedy Petite Upmann.
Yeah.
Like I would buy one of those. Or if you had a box of Winston Churchill cigars that
it has to have.
They said that Winston Churchill actually had he would hold 4,000, 5,000 cigars in his house at a time. That I would buy.
Because that has more historical background and more historical meaning. Because if you go to somebody, if someone who has no idea about cigars and you're like, oh, hey, I bought this box of cigars for $10,000 because it's exclusive because they only made it once every 10 years. Okay, I guess someone would be like, okay, that's pretty cool. But to someone who doesn't know cigars and be like, hey, by the way, I have 2 cigars here that were found in Guatemala that are ranged to be older than 600 years old that were perfectly preserved in the ground from the Mayans. I have 2 of them right here. That holds a little more weight. Okay. Or, hey, I have a box or a few cigars from the original embargo before JFK.
See, I would spend. I agree.
That has more. Wow, that has more of a factor.
I'm going to tell you number 1, and if number 1 and number 2 were the same, I would buy number 2 just for the fact that you're talking about is it's got there's a story, it's a meaning behind it. Number 1.
What's number 1?
Okay, I'll tell you number 1. So it's by Gurkha. Okay?
All right, next.
It's the Gurkha Royal Courtesan Cigar. Okay? Gurkha Cigars created this tour de force with the finest care and ingredients, and it tops the list. Each hand-rolled cigar is infused with the delectable Remy Martin Black Pearl Louis XIII. So it's the what is that, cognac?
Yeah.
Remy Martin Black Pearl Louis XIII. So like the top of the top, Louis XIII. Go to any store, you see the crystal, right? That bottle sells for $165,000 a bottle. So they took that and they infused the cigars with that bottle, okay? To ensure perfect production quality, only selected rollers are permitted to lever the cigars. In addition, all the artisans are blindfolded to heighten their senses so that their movements are natural with minimal distractions. So it's like super, super, super controlled, okay? The Royal Courtesan cigar is filled with rare Himalayan tobacco that has been watered only with Fiji water.
So say it again. What?
So it's tobacco grown in the Himalayas that's only watered with Fiji water.
Okay.
That's
pretty cool.
Each piece, is wrapped in gold leaf, and the band is embellished with diamonds totaling up to 5 carats. Okay? If you can afford it, a messenger wearing spotless white gloves will hand deliver this opulent cigar to your place. Sit back and enjoy it like a king for the ransom that you paid for it. So I'm going to reiterate this. First off, it's Himalayan tobacco that is only watered with Fiji water.
I didn't even know they make tobacco.
Didn't even know they made it either, okay? Himalayan tobacco only watered with Fiji water. Then they wrap it in gold. And then the band has 5 carats worth of diamonds.
Why?
Take a guess.
Why?
What the price is.
A cigar for the box?
1 cigar.
$10,000.
Higher.
25,000?
Higher.
Oh God. All right, well, 5 carats. All right, you got 5 carats in the band. So that's an easy, like, 15, 20 grand right there. All right, so let me go higher. How many cigars in a box? Does it say?
It does not say.
$50,000?
Higher.
For one cigar?
One cigar.
Oh, my God. Why are we doing this? 75,000.
You're not even in the ballpark, dude.
I'm not even in the ballpark?
You're a factor of 10 away.
$750,000?
It's $1 million a stick.
$1 million a stick?
Gurkha Cigars created this finest care and ingredients at $1 million a piece.
Dude, what? They just got to do it. They have to be doing that for clout.
I'm gonna look it up just to.
$1 million?
Gurkha,
we were just saying about 10,000.
Gurkha Royal Kurdistan cigar,
dude,
most expensive cigar in the world.
No.
And this one says even more. This one says it's 1.36 million a stick. A stick,
dude. We were just talking about spending 10 grand on a stick, saying we can do a lot. Now you're times 10 times 16?
This is crazy.
I'm sorry. Not even 10. No, not even times 10. Dude. That's times 100.
Dude.
Times 160. Bro, what?
$1 million a stick.
No. I would still rather buy the cigars from the Guatemala.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I was pointing back is 1 versus 2. I'm still buying the Mayans.
Because if I go to someone's house and say, hey, look, I have a cigar here. It's in a case. It's worth $1 million. I'd be like, wow, that's crazy. But you're also a jackass. Fuck that. No way. That is dumb. No, I'm not about it. Stupid.
$1 million a fucking stick.
Dude, hell no. I don't care if you're the oil tycoon of Saudi Arabia who have dumb money.
Well, let me put it this way. All right.
So how many are in a box? 10? So a box.
It didn't say. It looked to be.
Well, just say a box of 10 is 10 million. A box of 20 is 20 million.
Well, let's see. It looks to be. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It looks to be 13 across. So figure 26 if there's 2 rows.
130 to 26 million.
But let me put it this way. Okay.
26 million.
If you had, so we were talking about I would spend $500 on that one Mayan cigar. Okay. If you're like,
I'm yawning because I'm bored because that's so ridiculous.
If you're Jeff Bezos and you have $200 billion, okay, it's net worth. But let's say you're a billionaire. You got $1 billion liquid. Okay. For you to spend $1 million on one cigar literally doesn't even make a fucking dent.
You are 100% right.
Okay, but same analogy. If you're a billionaire and you spend $1 million, that is 1/1000th of your total liquid. So it's less, not even 1%. 1% of $1 billion is $10 million. Okay, because 10 million times 100 is 1 billion.
Yeah.
So 1% of your wealth is 10 million. So you're spending 1/10% of your liquid worth. So same thing. If you were to spend 1/10, let's say you make $100K. Okay, 1/10% is $100. Because 1,000 times 100, right? So it's the same thing. Like if you make $100K and you spend $100 on a cigar, it's equivalent for you making $1 billion and spending $1 million on a cigar.
Hell no.
That's the equivalent. So this is like, okay, if you're a billion, now think about you're a multi-billionaire. Okay, let's say you're $10 billion, $30 billion, whatever it is. You're buying these cigars and like spending $1 million to you is not anything. It's like everybody's spending 100.
It's not.
Because like for you, if you're a billionaire and you spend a box and you buy $100 cigars, it's like you really don't even feel it.
Yeah, but there's only so many billionaires.
But that's what I'm saying. That's probably why they made these, because they know that there's somebody out there, like some oil guy in India, who's going to make $15 billion a year. He's gonna be like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy these cigars.
And they just hit their quota. They sell one. They hit their quota.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We got $1 million in sales.
Fucking crazy. $1 million.
Dude, hell no.
I do think, though, that if it was just like a Himalayan tobacco with just Fiji water, that's pretty cool. That's a cool story. But the fact you wrap it in gold and add diamonds to it, like just to jack the price up, that doesn't add anything to the cigar. Okay, the fact maybe you dip it in Henny, but like
Some Henny.
But you know, it's still I'm not one to have flavored cigars. So if you just gave me the Himalayan tobacco with water with Fiji,
dude, fuck that. Guatemalan pot enclosed cigars all day.
that's a cool ass story. That kind of reminds me of the Madeira wine that was found like in the bottom of a fucking sunken cruise ship or something. Did you ever hear about that story?
No.
There's some wine that was found. Let me see if I can pull it up really quick because we only have we're kind of towards the end here. But Madeira wine, maybe it was in the bottom of a cellar, not a sunken cruise ship. Liberty Hall Museum decision. Here we go. I think this is one. 221-year-old. Okay, so it said, okay, accept this. All right, here we go. 2015, during a 6-month renovation project at Liberty Hall Museum in New Jersey, decision was made to remove a plywood and plaster wall in the wine cellar of the house. This hall was built in 1772. Get out of here with all these crap. Okay, blah, 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 blah. So they found in this cellar 40 barrels of Madeira wine from the 1820s.
What?
So they found this. It was what?
I love history.
No, it was less. It was this one. This is. Okay, it was imported. Here we go. So they found. Here it is. Holds a stash of wine. It's got freaking cobwebs all over it and shit.
Do you have a picture of it?
Yeah, you can. It's very small, but you can see it like here.
I can't really see it.
Can't really see. It's very, very small. But they found this. These bottles of wine that are 220 years old. 221. They said that it was when they found it was imported from 1797. So 200 years is 1997, and add 20 years is 2017. So they found it in what, 2018 or something? So they found this. They opened up this freaking wall in a middle of a cellar, some hall somewhere. And they found this stash of wine from 220 years old.
That's sick.
And it's wine, so it's like, now that's cool as shit.
Hell yeah!
But I'm not gonna.
Was it?
I don't know. I don't. I mean, I never had it, but
Fun fact: I opened the wall once. I opened a wall up once, and I found a Pete Rose baseball card.
No, you didn't. Did you really?
Yeah, it's beat up, but I mean, it just got like shreds and tears on the edge of the cigar. But it's this picture. You can see his name. You can see his stats in the back.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, of course.
Fuck, dude, that's hot. That's like
it's pretty sick. It's in my jewelry box.
That's got to be high dollar count.
Yeah, I looked it up one year, but I mean it's
gotta be $1,000 now.
It's so beat up. I don't know if it's even worth buying.
That's like when I found my Pokemon cards when I was a kid. You know, the Charizards and all sorts of shit.
But like I opened the wall up and like something fell out and I was like, what the fuck is this? And
were you like instantly? I became a millionaire.
No, I was like, oh, because I saw the damage. No, don't get me wrong. Like it's a full baseball card. It just has rips and tears on the edge, and like on the back, it has like some spots where like the cardboard or whatever it's made out of like is off. But I mean, you can clearly see it's Pete Rose, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh shit, I wonder how much this is worth. But I can't. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. But who knows? Maybe in another 40, 50 years.
Never know, man.
I mean, that card was in the 60s, so and I wish it was his rookie card because that would have been sick. But he was like in the league for like, I think he has stats for like 2 years in the league, so he was still young, which is wild. But yeah, found a Pete Rose baseball card in the wall once. So that's gonna do it.
Anyway, that's gonna do it. So we appreciate everybody who's watching and listening to this episode of the Burndown Podcast. If you like this episode, the $1 Million Cigar, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, and please hit the bell to be notified for every single time we drop a new episode. We have new episodes every single Friday and other videos throughout the week. Eric is going to tell you about that website.
Hey, man and ladies. Hey, girl. burndownpodcast.com. We provide exclusive discounts with our partners, cigarandpipes.com, Nova Cigar, Revive Vinyl, and Kansas Clean Distillery, and exclusive discounts. It's only $5 a month. We have over 40 members right now, probably even closer to 50, which we all thank for all our members. But become a member and get in on this. It's a good deal. $5 a month, burndownpodcast.com. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Until next time, we're going to put our glasses up and we're going to say chin chin, cheers, salud.
Prost.